Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is ECW. It is the final night of the draft week. Bit sad considering it's been quite a fun draft week. A lot of fun stuff has gone on, but of course the only place where it was fit to close out this week is on the A show, ECW. The only place fit for a match card like we have tonight was on the A show, ECW. And oh boy, do we have two great matches coming your way. There's the first one that you see right there. It's Raw and SmackDown going one-on-one, but more importantly than that almost, it is Adam Cole and Shinsuke Nakamura one-on-one for what could very well be the first time in this universe. Two incredible talents in their own right. Two men who have been a trailblazer almost and have set their sights on trying to do whatever they want to do. Two faces of their brands, and they meet tonight. But the faces of each brand meet tonight. It is the face of Monday Night Raw, the new World Heavyweight Champion, Marty Scurll, the ace of SmackDown Live, Kazuchika Okada, and the greatest of all time in Seth Rollins. Champion versus champion versus champion. The world champions collide. The three best talents within this universe collide. It is in this main event tonight. Yes, we have stolen all of the great matches. You're welcome. And we kick things off tonight with an equally great match in the Cruiserweight division, as Ricochet will square off one-on-one against Austin Aries here. SmackDown vs ECW again. This is the reason because we don't have a women's division, so there's no women's match here. It's a Cruiserweight match, however. But, you know, I think it's still going to be a damn interesting one. You know, I'm not trying to say that the Cruiserweight division is beneath the women's division. I would not say that, given the fact that ECW is my brand. But we head into ECW here. We are in high spirits on this brand after last night on SmackDown Live. What a night it was for us. 3 picks. 3 outstanding picks. Let us not forget. 3 picks. 4 superstars. The Brian Kendrick and Diesel, you could argue, was the weakest. Sami Zayn and Kyle O'Reilly. Yep, they were pretty damn good. So with that being said, I'm a happy chap about all of them. And I hope that we can continue to build on it, and I hope that we can continue to go here tonight. We've got this one. I think we're in all bar Nakamura and Cole later on tonight. So we have 4, 5 even, potential draft picks on our way to secure here on our own show. That would be a huge way to close things out with 8 draft picks. Have more than the rest, that's for certain. But here first comes Austin Aries towards the ring. Austin Aries is looking... I mean, this is the first time we've seen Aries, so I'll get to the point that I was going to say. This is the first time we've seen Aries since the Cruiserweight Championship matchup against Zack Sabre Jr. before WrestleMania. Sabre Jr. was, of course, adamant in not trying to win the Cruiserweight Championship in the way that we were expecting him to do it, instead deciding to take a steel chair to Austin Aries, club it into him, lose the match, and say that him and the British Empire do things on their own time, when they want, how they want, where they want. Trying to state that to me, the ECW General Manager, the one who decides where stuff happens, when stuff happens. They can do that how bit all they want, but I kind of control the other 2 bits. But nevertheless, they will actually get their opportunity, because if you saw SmackDown Live, you know that Drew McIntyre won the Battle Royal for ECW. And you know that I said if he won, there would be an opportunity coming the way of the British Empire. And of course, with him being victorious, there is an opportunity coming the way of the British Empire. Provided, of course, they all stay on ECW after not only this draft week here, but the supplemental draft, which we will be delivering the results of to you this weekend. Should be an interesting one. There's not going to be as many picks. I think, well, this whole draft combined has about 17 picks. 18 picks. And the supplemental draft will have 9. 3 from each brand to make it fair. So we will see how things go. No, it'll be 3 from each brand, and the brand that has the least amount of superstars coming out of the draft will also get a bonus pick. So, you know, if say tonight things went disastrous for us and we lost you know, every one of our matches and we ended up with the smallest roster, we'd get an extra pick so we could get someone potentially of good value for free without having to lose someone to gain that person, if that makes sense. There will also be potentially any trades that may take place, which, yes, does include NXT, so there could be some NXT call-ups on the way to each brand. Just have to keep your eye peeled for that one, won't you? So with that being said, we get things underway here on SmackDown Live. Ricochet and Austin Aries squaring off with one another. They've gone up on the ramp here already. If last night's match on SmackDown Live was anything to go by, then SmackDown doesn't have the edge on ECW, as we saw with Jericho defeating Rusev and granting us Kyle O'Reilly. Thank you very much indeed, Rusev, for that one. And thank you, of course, to Chris Jericho for winning the matchup. But let's hope we can pick up something here. Where is the women's matches? We're, of course, for a women's pick. This will be not. This is just for a pick in general. Because, you know, we're the only brand that has something to develop, you know, like, gain from getting a cruiserweight. SmackDown doesn't, so it'd be a bit unfair. So, you know, there's a likelihood that we could win this matchup here tonight and gain Kevin Owens. Something like that could very well happen, and that is something that I want to talk about. That there is a, speaking of a guy of the name of Kevin Owens and of his stature, I do actually have something to talk about regarding that, but I will talk about it in the main event later on tonight. You have to wait and see for that one. There's Ricochet with the 630. He just planted that one on the Cruiserweight Champion. Could win a pick for SmackDown Live. And oh, Austin Aries got his shoulder up at 2. Aries now being the Cruiserweight Champion for 3 months, I believe, and is still looking to keep holding on to it and keep developing the division. Imploder 450 by Ricochet. Of course, there's a very much a likelihood that Ricochet could lose this matchup and end up being drafted to SmackDown Live. To ECW even, my apologies. That could very well happen indeed in this one. Austin Aries now able to counter Ricochet there, I believe, or hit something, and he's finally has returned back in control here in the Cruiserweight Champ with a discus 5-arm. And in the dead center, middle of the ring now, he has Ricochet locked and ready to go for the last chancery. The neck breaker first, locking him in and reeling it over. Last chancery applied here. Will Ricochet submit already? Is this a pick coming the way of ECW to kick things off here on home turf? It is not. Aries let go of the submission there, and both men very quickly back up to their feet. Back and forth now between both men. They've hit each other with their finishing maneuvers, and here is Ricochet taking one from Aries with that brain buster. Very much so an old signature maneuver of the greatest man that ever lived. On the arm now goes Ricochet. You know, this isn't the smartest idea to try and ground a cruiserweight, but it is certainly a great idea to try and take away the last chancery from Aries. I mean, Aries isn't your stereotypical cruiserweight either. Wait, Aries with a brain buster. Struck that one out of left field, and into the cover goes Aries after it. And wow! A brain buster from nowhere. And it grants ECW its first pick of the night. I've got to be honest, I was expecting maybe a little more from that one. I was expecting more back and forth, more fighting, but Aries just showed why he's the Cruiserweight Champion. Aries in turn using this matchup to send a little message to the British Empire, to Zack Sabre Jr., that this is what you've got to contend with. He just took care of Ricochet in a fairly easy manner. Happy days, and the pick is in already to kick things off here on the home brand. We're going to be getting someone from SmackDown Live. We had Kyle O'Reilly last time. That's Kenny Omega. Oh no, it's the man who gave us the pick on SmackDown Live. He fought for SmackDown Live last night. Well, tonight, Rusev becomes a member of the ECW roster to kick off the last night of live draft action. I am not opposed to that one. I am very much for that pick. I like it. Rusev, welcome to the purple brand. Welcome to the A show. Welcome back, rather. See how things go for you there. And a dream of mine has come true. The Good Brothers are on ECW. And my heart flutters at the sight of it. The World Tag Team Champions, 4-time World Tag Team Champions, and even though they are enemies on this turf, they still get a raucous appreciation from this London crowd. And they are still, in my eyes, the best tag team in the world. I have stated it on quite a few occasions. How can you say there is a better team than the Good Brothers? After all they've done, after everything they've accomplished, how can you find anyone better? Should I really not be saying that given the accomplishments of D.I.Y. at WrestleMania and given the fact that I should be appreciating my own tag teams? Yeah. Does that mean I am? No. So, you know, just learn to live with it. That's all I've got to say. D.I.Y., they're great. War Machine, they're great. They aren't the Good Brothers, though. And I'm sorry to say that about my own tag team champions, but they simply aren't Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. Whereas D.I.Y. came off with a incredible David versus Goliath, a feel-good moment at WrestleMania, the Good Brothers returned to their position on top of the mountain. And that in itself was the sight that I think everyone wanted to see. And then it happened, and we were all very, very happy. With that being said, this is a great opportunity for me here tonight to see my tag team champions taking on the best tag team in the world. This is truly, in some ways, you know, for me at least, a dream match. And I'm happy that this is taking place on the home brand as well. Make no mistake about it, you know, like I said, they're on enemy territory, but they are not the enemy, the Good Brothers aren't. We should just welcome them with a big hug. We should all engage in one big hug and be happy that everyone is on the A show. Be happy that a team like the Good Brothers is on the show that makes you a star. And if you want to know what it's like to be a star, ask Seth Rollins. Ask the greatest of all time. The man who was bled to make ECW the best brand, and the man who has ECW in his system. He knows what the future of ECW is, and he knows that only one man can guide it there. I may be the general manager, and I may be able to put all these things in motions. I may be able to get all the talent in place, but Seth Rollins is the one driving the vehicle to take us into that next era, to take us into that future. And tonight, we're going to see him take on Scurll and Okada. It's going to be incredible. That triple threat's going to be out of this world. But we already know it's their first match as champion. How many has Seth Rollins had as champion at this point? More than enough to know that he is the greatest. And that's a fact. That's your little fact of the day for you to take with you. Back to the tag team matchup at hand here. Gargano in trouble already. See, I thought they were going to start off with Karl Anderson to be nice here, but certainly it seems that the Good Brothers have come in with the intentions of just being victorious here. And even though, you know, myself and the Good Brothers get along well, when they've got to represent, they've got to fight, they've got to show why they're the greatest tag team. No love lost, regardless of the result. Talking about Raw for a second, its tag team division. It was always known as having a floundering tag team division, but the acquisition of the Revival on Raw after their victory over War Machine may well give them pretty good pretty good waters to build the foundations for a strong tag team division. Pretty good, pretty good soil, I guess, not waters. And if we were victorious over them, what's the team we're going to take? TM61? I know I've used that as like an offensive thing, but TM61 haven't accomplished that much. But then again, who are they? They could still take some teams from us here tonight if they're victorious. The Wyatt family, the Authors of Pain, still big teams that can go. We, of course, lost the Usos to War Machine on SmackDown Live last night, which was a big shame. I was very disappointed that happened. Nevertheless, we continue this one on here with the tough men of both sides going at it. Gallows and Ciampa squaring up with one another on the outside, but back in the ring it seems we're going to go in this moment. Gallows up on the apron. Oh, and his big leg coming across the throat there of Tommaso Ciampa, the Psycho Killer, needs to do something to turn this one around for himself, for D.I.Y. and for ECW, but he may not be getting that receipt. He may only be getting a choke slam, courtesy of Luke Gallows. And no, I was about to say a tribute to the turnbuckle, but Ciampa looking to make sure that that doesn't happen. Tommaso Ciampa fighting for ECW here. D.I.Y. are in tough waters after the loss last night. They want to leave this draft week with a victory. The Good Brothers have a victory. War Machine have a victory. D.I.Y. would like a victory as well. Clubbing blow in the back there. And oh, down goes Tommaso Ciampa into the mat there. And Gallows is throwing him into the turnbuckle after that choke slam. You know what is next. And you know it's a move that Ciampa's going to need Gargano to save him for. Magic Killer connects. Anderson in for the cover and the count. Will the Good Brothers be victorious this quickly? The answer is yes. Luke Gallows sacrificing himself in that moment to give Anderson the 3 count. You saw him there. He went for the double axe handle to break things up, and Gallows jumped in the way, giving them just the 3 count they needed to be victorious. Congratulations, guys. No hard feelings, but if anything, they've asserted my point to be true, that they are the best tag team. They beat the other 2 tag team champions by themselves. That is solid. Well done to the Good Brothers. Shame about D.I.Y. not getting a win, but these things happen. Anyway, the pick is in. It's going to be a tag team from ECW. After the loss of the Usos, who else can we lose? Oh, lovely. That's just not... You can take that pick all you want. Sometimes on the TV draft, the pick isn't the one you want, and that has happened for Raw here tonight. Benoit and Malenko. Of all the tag teams we could have lost, trust me, I wasn't worrying about this one. Alright, thanks guys. Happy days. I'm fine. I'm good. There you go. I'm sure the ECW general manager will be bubbling with excitement whenever that comes around. It's a loss that we can be just fine after. Don't mind if I do. Not even like it's a loss to the tag team division. They were just kind of floundering, and I've got to say it. They weren't really doing anything successful, and them going just doesn't really matter that much to me. But anyway, it is Battle Royal time. You know, in the last 2 shows, it's been the 4th match on the card. Tonight it's the 3rd match on the card because we're closing out big with Cole Shinsuke and the Triple Threat World Champions match. So far it's been a Battle Royal victory for SmackDown and a Battle Royal victory for ECW. Raw would like a victory, and they're sending in the heavy artillery to try and achieve it. 2 men out of the 8-man Battle Royal for the United States Championship are going to be in this one. There's the first of them you see. Did I say Battle Royal? If I said Battle Royal, I meant ladder match. That's the one. There's Jeff Hardy anyway. And here comes a man making his final appearance on ECW as a member of the SmackDown Live roster. Sheamus was drafted there on Raw, and now he is ready to compete here tonight as a SmackDown Live talent. Tough loss to lose a guy like Sheamus, you know. Not having, may not have had the best working relationship with the guy, but we've gone way back. We've had our past with one another, and it's just a shame to lose a guy of his talent. That's the real takeaway from this all. But hey, these things happen, and you've just got to accept that is the case sometimes. And Sheamus here tonight will look to close out his ECW chapter with a big win for SmackDown Live here tonight, of course. If you've been following the draft, you know that victory here tonight means a draft pick. The most eliminations, of course, also means a draft pick to your roster. And so far that has happened 2 for 2. Was it John Cena won for SmackDown Live and had the most eliminations, and Drew McIntyre won for ECW. and had the most eliminations. So that's the case there, and if SmackDown Live want to use one of their new talents, we'll use one of ours as well. Sami Zayn gonna make his return to ECW for the first time in a long-ass time in this universe, but still, Sami Zayn, ECW superstar, 24 hours to adjust to this roster, and now he makes his in-ring debut for his year in this Battle Royal. Is it a good pick? Yes, I know. But there we have it. There is Zayn, and of course we saw this happen on SmackDown Live. I believe SmackDown Live used The Miz and Raw used Bobby Roode, having just drafted the pair of them on Raw the night prior. So, with that being said, we'll play the same card right now. Sami Zayn looking pretty happy to be here on ECW, and the ECW crowd here in London more than happy to see him as well. Can Sami Zayn make a great impact during his ECW debut and secure us 2 draft picks? I mean, maybe not the most eliminations, but the pick for winning would be great. And here comes a man, speaking of picks, this would be a man who I would love to pick up for Monday Night Raw, make no mistake about it. Cody Rhodes would be a great accomplishment for us to have. I would be over the moon if we were to succeed in bagging Cody Rhodes. So we'll see if that will be the case or not. And Rhodes, of course, will look to try and win here for Monday Night Raw, try and get some more picks for them. But you know that I still think the main thing on Cody Rhodes' mind is getting that United States Championship back around his waist no matter what. He couldn't succeed at WrestleMania because of the 8-man ladder match that happened. New United States Champion Daniel Bryan in his position. Rhodes has got to be happy about that, I would assume. They've had respect for one another, but he wishes it was him. Oh, they put this guy in the match. Oh, mamma mia. What a sight this is. I want to know about the Good Brothers being on ECW. Lads, Kenny Omega's on ECW. Oh, you're going to make me... You're playing with my feelings. Kenny Omega here in this Battle Royal. And I was on about a guy of Kevin Owens' caliber, and I said I was going to talk about that in the main event. I'm going to have to do the same. I'm holding off on what I have to say because it was a big agreement that we reached for this World Championship with that match, but we cannot talk about it until we get to that main event later on tonight. But Omega here to represent SmackDown Live, the former Intercontinental Champion, 2-time King of the Ring winner, and the current King of the Ring as well. Kenny Omega looking to make 2018 his year, and you've got to be honest, you've got to say that everything everything I just stated, it's almost like a fact in some regards that Omega should be getting a world title opportunity with all that he's accomplished in 2017 and 2018 so far. And since some big guns want to be used all around, since Raw want to fire out Jeff Hardy and Cody Rhodes, and SmackDown want to use the big guy of Sheamus and Kenny Omega, we'll reciprocate the favor. We'll use a big guy of our own right. We'll use the bodyguard of ECW. And of course, by that I mean the bodyguard of Seth Rollins. We'll use the man with the worst personality in the world, but perhaps one of the scariest men in the world. We'll use Minoru Suzuki. This man has shown his values in spades to ECW, to Seth Rollins, to myself, to that title, to what it means to make a name for yourself on ECW. All those people who get a little bit, a little bit too big for their boots, well, Suzuki is there to bring them back down to reality. Suzuki is there to just remind them, no, this is where you stand. And watching that is always a sight to behold. So I hope, for Sami Zayn's sake, given this is his ECW debut, don't get too big for your boots. Don't get in the way of Minoru Suzuki. It's that simple. You know, if you do nothing to Suzuki here tonight, good working relationship from the start. If you do something wrong, you're going to pay for it. As for the other 4 of you, well, you're in Minoru Suzuki's way. Look, we're here for a draft pick. Just eliminate yourself. You'll be doing yourself a favor. Anyway, let's see if this London crowd knows what is the calling. They absolutely do. Minoru Suzuki, that hit line of that song wherever we go is always yelled out by the crowd in attendance, and it was the same here tonight on ECW. And you see there, everyone standing around the ring at the sight of Minoru Suzuki. They could all gun it for Suzuki off the bell ringing. I wouldn't be surprised if he could handle them, is the honest truth. This man is scary. So we're underway here. We've got Raw and ECW, Raw and SmackDown Live, and SmackDown Live and ECW. Because I think Omega and Suzuki are about to go one-on-one with each other. That's like asking me to pick a favorite kid. Why would you do this to me, guys? Well, anyway. 6 men here. Of course, as I said, you get a pick for winning and a pick for the most eliminations. You don't have to win the Battle Royal to get the most eliminations, but that has been what has happened over the last 2 nights of action. Suzuki sent it to the turnbuckle there just as Zayn was colliding. ECW currently strewn up in the turnbuckle there. Meanwhile, Sheamus and Cody Rhodes clubbering things out with one another. 2 hard-hitting guys in their own right. Sheamus certainly the harder hitting of the two. If Sheamus and Suzuki... Oh, well, there we go. Took the words right out of my mouth. Sheamus and Suzuki lock horns. It's going to be a very hard-hitting display. Someone's chest is going to have to be beetroot red. Or purple. That's what a beetroot actually is. Kenny Omega getting Jeff Hardy against the ropes here. Anything could happen there. Jeff Hardy in a precarious predicament, but he hangs in there. Just over the knees to the chest there by Sheamus to Suzuki. Not concerned because Suzuki can handle stuff of that resort. Oh, look at this. Sheamus looking for the elimination here. Cody Rhodes almost went out early there, but hangs in there. Suzuki looks all right on the ropes right now. Can he stay in? Yes, he can. Sheamus just with a disrespectful slap to Suzuki's face. I hope he's aware of who he's doing that to and what the problems can be in tow. Cody Rhodes eliminating one of his own men. Just as we saw with, oh, Zayn there just flying himself on a 3-man. Just as we saw, I think, on, was it SmackDown Live, maybe? Or Raw? No, I think it was Raw with Ono eliminating Aiden English. We just seen Cody Rhodes eliminate Jeff Hardy. Even though it's about Raw and about draft picks, he just eliminated his own man there. Wow, Rhodes certainly not happy about what has happened. Not gaining back that US title. Nevertheless, we continue on here now. Omega looking to try and get rid of Cody Rhodes in the turnbuckle. Sami Zayn and Sheamus going at it. Suzuki just having a moment to himself underneath the rope. Sami Zayn now. There goes Sheamus. That's his final appearance on ECW, set and sealed. As he makes his way to SmackDown Live, he has been eliminated here tonight by Sami Zayn. Out with the old, in with the new. Zayn looking hungry, trying to get rid of Kenny Omega here. I believe those 2 men had their altercations. Yeah, those men certainly had their altercations on SmackDown Live in the past. Omega targeted Zayn on his debut in this universe. We're down to 1 from SmackDown Live, 1 from Raw, 2 from ECW right now. Up across the chest there by Sami Zayn, and a discus forearm sends Suzuki down, but you see he's just taking those kicks and those hits. He just jumped right back up to his feet there, and Rhodes, oh, Rhodes is reeling as a result of it. And Zayn now with a second elimination. Zayn eliminating the 2-time King of the Ring winner. Suzuki. Sami Zayn, what are you doing? We could have just been left to an ECW finale. You would have had the most picks secured there. That would have been a pick done. Zayn just getting in the way there of that Suzuki elimination. But Suzuki will look to try and get rid of Rhodes here, and he hangs in there. Rhodes now in trouble here as Suzuki looks for that elimination. SmackDown Live have no chance of winning this matchup right now. It's down to Raw and ECW. Rhodes on 1 elimination. Zayn currently on 2. But Suzuki looking to try and get rid of Cody Rhodes here. and secure that draft pick for ECW regardless. Sami Zayn, what is this? What is he doing? I said don't get in the way of Suzuki and everything will be fine. And what are you doing? You are getting in the way of Suzuki. You are causing problems here. And now Rhodes with Suzuki gets rid of him with the super kick. That was all your fault, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn just brought about the elimination of Suzuki. He just may have cost us a pick. You idiot. You blatant idiot, Sami Zayn. Come on. I was excited to draft you, and in your first showing, you try and sabotage us like that? Cody Rhodes looking to try to hang in there, and indeed he did. Rhodes and Zayn here colliding for the 2 picks as well, because both men are now on 2 eliminations. So it's really down to whoever can eliminate the other to get the picks for their brand. Raw would love 2 picks here tonight. SmackDown Live yet to get on the board, however. Cody spins around Zayn. Neck breaker as Suzuki is on the ramp right now, heading back up, watching, staring at Zayn. I think Suzuki has an issue with Sami Zayn that is going to need to be resolved, I think, sometime soon. But Rhodes looking for the 2 picks here. For Monday Night Raw. He's looking to try and huff him out. Zayn is in trouble. Precariously hanging on and dumped. Oh, for God's sake, Sami Zayn, look what you just did. You just cost us 2 picks. You had to punch Suzuki when he was on the way to eliminate Cody Rhodes. And now look what you've caused. Another Monday Night Raw victory on ECW. And 2 picks to Monday Night Raw. Well done. God damn it, Zayn. I was excited to draft you, and you're already causing more problems than you're worth. Cody Rhodes wins 2 draft picks for Monday Night Raw here. He can at least be happy about that. We're about to find out who they are. The pick is in. It's, of course, going to be 1 from each brand. And the first man drafted is Jay Lethal. A very, very talented athlete in his own right. The self-proclaimed greatest first-generation wrestler that ever lived. And he is Raw bound. A fine talent for the Raw general manager to take in his stride from SmackDown Live. That means the next pick is coming from ECW. Keep our eyes about us, keep our wits about us. This could be another tough loss. And it is. I know I'll say it, it is. The Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels is Monday Night Raw bound. Ouch. Ouch indeed. Michaels is going to Raw. That one is going to be interesting. Last time Michaels left Monday Night Raw, I think, was actually in last year's draft. And now he returns there a year later under new general managership. That one could be an interesting return for Michaels. But here we go. Here we go indeed. It is time for this big, big match. It is time for Adam Cole versus Shinsuke Nakamura. It may be Raw versus SmackDown. It may have nothing to do with ECW. But oh, I still care. I still care indeed because of the caliber of athlete in this matchup. Adam Cole, who, for all the issues I have with him, and for him being on this brand, was inches, it's got to be said, figurative inches from becoming World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. He was not pinned and he was not submitted. He was thrown outside of the ring by Scurll for him to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Adam Cole was not involved in the final decision in that matchup. But now he has to fight for Monday Night Raw here. In the same breath as what Cody Rhodes is feeling, that anger, I guess, at not being able to become World Heavyweight Champion. Well, now he still has to put his He has to put that at the back of his mind and fight on here, because this is the man he is facing. Shinsuke Nakamura. What a matchup we have indeed between these two incredible talents. Nakamura, of course, wanted to become Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania. He too was unsuccessful, and like Adam Cole, he too was not involved in the final decision, as Finn Balor, of course, retained by pinning Kota Ibushi. Nevertheless, Nakamura heads towards the ring right now with the idea in mind of winning a draft pick for SmackDown Live. Nakamura went to SmackDown in the draft last year and was arguably the biggest pick of the draft, having just come off his WrestleMania loss to Tyler Breeze and his loss of the World Heavyweight Championship as well. But now, it has been a year since then, and what a year it had been for Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown Live. I gotta say it, some incredible matches. 30-minute Iron Man match with Bobby Fish, taking on Brock Lesnar for the Intercontinental Championship in the main event of a SmackDown Live pay-per-view. His battles with Kenny Omega, Kevin Owens, the Royal Rumble. Nakamura's had it all. Nakamura has done a great deal on SmackDown Live in this year. And now he looks to return the favor for a great year with a draft pick for them. And as he takes in this full reaction from the ECW crowd, more importantly the London crowd as well. They're on neutral territory essentially, both men are. But you hear that they are almost split on who to support as they sing along to the theme of Nakamura. So too did they chant Adam Cole, baby. This is a matchup where almost it's like they don't have a favorite. They just want to watch this match, like all of us. You know, this you can almost put the draft behind you for a moment and solely focus on this match, because that's how incredible it's going to be with these two men within it. Shinsuke Nakamura is as charismatic as ever, though. As in his own zone as ever. Adam Cole watches on, realizing this is his opponent. But Nakamura just feels like he is all about, he is ready for this one. He is all about himself. He is all up in that zone. He is all ready and raring to go, as we all are for this one. As Nakamura is coming to the end of the spectacle that is his entrance, we can be ready for this matchup. We can be ready for this to take place. Nakamura doing his little warm-up in the corner there, but Adam Cole can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. This crowd can hardly wait to get our hands on this matchup and on their opponents. Yes, like I said, yes, there's a draft pick on the line, but who really cares? The bell rings and we are underway for this incredible matchup between these two men. This is what the draft week can bring us as well. These once-a-year moments like this. Nakamura and Adam Cole. You know, the only other times they could square off, there would be a Money in the Bank briefcase. There would be a Royal Rumble. This is just two men getting to have a match with the other. And that's what makes it so spectacular to witness. Nakamura early on looking for something now on Adam Cole, but he moves out of the way there. And we'll see how these two will tackle the early stages of this matchup. They of course know that this isn't going to be just a prance. This isn't going to be an easy, an easy walkthrough. This is going to be a marathon more than a sprint. This is going to be exertion. This is going to be fatigue. All of their elements are going to have to be tested. And the man who wins this matchup was truly deserving of that right. Adam Cole there with a big neck breaker to Nakamura. Both men are going to be targeting the head of the other. Adam Cole, of course, for his Panama Sunrise, be it standing or from the turnbuckle. Nakamura, of course, for his Kinshasa. And whoever secures the pick, the pin, secures the draft pick, but also secures the win over a great, great athlete. I may not like Adam Cole as a person, And if you've been following this universe for some time, you would know why. But that doesn't mean I cannot command his in-ring ability. Just watching these two men going back and forth with one another right now. Nakamura certainly delivering the harder strikes, but Adam Cole's making them kind of scarce in between one another. Nakamura going to take a moment here to go outside of the ring and recover. Rushes back in the ring though, and Cole quickly follows suit with him. Great counter there by Nakamura, the speed in which he was able to counter his way out of that one as well. Knee now into the chest. And another one for good measure. Nakamura, as he looks to keep Adam Cole down on the mat here, is looking to keep going with some big moves, some hard-hitting moves, to make sure that Adam Cole does not find a window back into this matchup. Make no mistake about it, that first Panama Sunrise or that first Kinshasa could well change the pace of this matchup, but it won't end this matchup. Oh, super kick by Adam Cole. And I just talked about that. And Adam Cole seems to be ready to deliver with it. Panama Sunrise connects to Nakamura. And a pick could be on its way to Monday Night Raw. I don't think it'll be the case. Not this quickly. Certainly not. Nakamura confirming that to be the truth. He hung in there. But Nakamura now has to try and bounce back. What a swanton there. Springboard swanton by Adam Cole. And now he's the one with Nakamura down on the mat. He's the one reining in the shots. He's the one who's got the control going for him. Maybe I jinxed that. Nakamura now turns him round and he's going to look for that exploder. Oh, he nailed him with it. The exploder suplex to Adam Cole. Drags him into the middle of the ring. I thought he might have been prepping for Kinshasa, but certainly not the case. Well, he kind of is. 3 knees into the face of Adam Cole there. Cole's gripping onto his head right now. Gripping onto his head. I don't know if he was hurt by that a lot or something else happened. Yeah, I can see it. Adam Cole's been busted open by those knees. Well, here comes a knee that is going to do the most damage to Adam Cole. Kinshasa! Much like the Panama Sunrise, though, I don't think it will end the match. And it didn't. These two guys have thrown so much at each other already, but there is still some ways to go before the other can be victorious. Drop kick in the back there by Adam Cole now. Looking to give Shinsuke Nakamura some kicks of his own up on that second rope here. Cole flies with a senton splash there. But what else does Adam Cole, baby, have in store for Nakamura? Targets the leg there, more importantly the knees. Let's take away that Kinshasa. And with those hard elbows in the skull now, Adam Cole might be looking to return the favor for his busted open head to Nakamura. Nakamura, though, not too interested in that, it seems. He wants to keep going with his head not cut. And rather work on the open wound that Adam Cole has in his, as he just elbowed him pinpoint on that part. Up on the fireman's carry now. This is going to look like a problem for Adam Cole as he's hung out to dry there on the ropes. Nakamura and Cole still going back and forth with one another. Though I would most certainly say that Nakamura's had the rougher moves in this matchup, I believe. That may just be down to the strikes that he can connect with, however. Going to send Adam Cole into the turnbuckle now. Cole needs to turn things around quickly if he wants to not lose sight of that draft pick and a victory over Nakamura, no less. Clubbing blow in the face here. Nakamura may have something dangerous in mind. Oh my god. Avalanche. Landslide by Nakamura. Able to bring it back and land on his feet, but look at how quickly Adam Cole returned to his feet there. Incredible sight, and Adam Cole now has something in mind. Shoulder tackle, off the ropes, super kick to Nakamura, but the King of Strong Style doesn't go down. A second one for good measure. And a third to drill Nakamura. 3 super kicks and he goes down. Cole brings himself into the turnbuckle right away. Could this be the one to close it out? Panama Sunrise to Nakamura. Is this it with 1, 2? Nakamura says no. Wow. Just wow. This has been incredible thus far. 2 Panama Sunrise, a Kinshasa, busted open Adam Cole, and this one is still no closer to ending than it was before. Adam Cole takes himself to the ropes here, may have something planned and in store. Cross body splash there, leaping over. But Nakamura's ability to return to his feet right away is just so mind-blowing. Great counter there by Adam Cole, who then proceeds to drill the knee there into Nakamura's head. Really wants to return that favor for a busted open skull, but Nakamura doesn't feel like getting busted open right now. Back suplex there, Nakamura still stays down. And much like it was when Nakamura hit that Kinshasa, Adam Cole has been maintaining control now after hitting that Panama Sunrise. That second one has really changed the balance. Nakamura has been getting in a little bit of offense here and there, but Cole's been able to counter a great deal of it. Oh! Oh! That was brutal. Nakamura's back is going to be feeling that one in the morning, make no mistake about it. But as for right now, he is feeling a constant onslaught of punishment. And again in the turnbuckle here, Adam Cole, super kicks. The trio are going to rein in again because there's a second super kick. And now, number 3 to Nakamura. And this time it works. I can see blood on the head of Nakamura. But more importantly, right there, he kicked out again. And just like with that trio of super kicks, Adam Cole hopes the third one will be enough. Nakamura stuffs the Panama Sunrise though. Adam Cole still fighting back here. And drives Nakamura's face into the mat. Both men busted open from one another's strikes. That just goes to show you how much these two men are putting into this matchup, how hard these two men can strike at one another as well. Drop kick by Cole now. These two men have exerted so much energy for this draft pick. I said this is a special match, and what a match it has been indeed. Still though, 2 Panama Sunrises to 1 Kinshasa. It could be a case though where next finisher could still manage to pull out the victory. And already Nakamura's been busted open a lesser amount of time, but he looks to be in worse shape. That blood looks to be dripping down his face worse than Adam Cole's. Powerbomb there by Nakamura. Adam Cole's arms though underneath the ropes. Nakamura a little bit slow, but takes it to the second rope here and calls up Adam Cole now. Calls him to his feet, looking to deliver. Knee from the top, from the second rope there. Usually that would be the lead into the Kinshasa, but not right now. Ushigoroshi there from Nakamura. And the elbows into the head as well. Oh no, Adam Cole's head is about to get far more busted open. That's for certain. The blood is about to continue flowing down the head of Adam Cole. And there's an assistance there with another hard knee. And the hardest knee of them all is about to drill him. And it could end the matchup. Kinshasa into the cover. Referee, though, says Adam Cole's foot was under the ropes. Couldn't tell from our camera angle if that was the case or not. Gonna have to go with the referee's call on that one. But Adam Cole's still fighting on you, so clearly he wasn't going to fall to that second Kinshasa anyways. He was going to stay in it and keep fighting. Look at these two men just going back and forth with one another, as busted open as they are. As much as they've hit one another with almost all of their offense, they're still going. That cross body again by Adam Cole connects. These two men will do anything for a draft pick. And once more, the super kicks are incoming. There's one. Oh, the second one is on its way. There's two. And there's a third in the head. But yet, Adam Cole cannot bring an end to this matchup. He cannot finish off Nakamura just yet. Nakamura, though, may be feeling the same about Adam Cole as he connects with another brutal powerbomb there. He's on the second rope. Adam Cole might be getting knee to face. And indeed he is. But still he counters. God damn it, what are these two men made of? They are something else, that has to be said. Watching this match right now, just finding newfound respect for these guys. I said I don't like Adam Cole, certainly not as a person, but as an athlete, you've got to commend his ability. And his ability right now is shining through. But Nakamura's endurance is as well. Both men throwing everything at each other. Panama Sunrise number 3. Whoa, Nakamura flipped his way out of it. What a counter by Nakamura. What a reversal that one was to Adam Cole. German suplex to lead in to number 3. Kinshasa. 1, 2, oh, Adam Cole kicked out, but Nakamura looks to deliver the final blow to end it. It will take 4 Kinshasas. 1, 2, 3. Nakamura defeats Adam Cole. God damn, what a match that was. The blood shows it all, and Adam Cole stands. And not to fight, but to show respect. A handshake between the two men. That is what it is all about. For everything they sacrificed, there is respect between both parties. And what a match that one was. I said it was going to be special. I said that maybe in the first time. It's certainly the first time since Adam Cole has become the superstar that he has. Jesus Christ. You guys really did manage to knock it out of the park, I will say that. What a fight that one was by both men. Every moment of that match, just so much being given for victory. But it was Nakamura who was victorious at this moment. The pick is in for SmackDown Live. Who do they take from Monday Night Raw? We will find out. They've had a pretty strong draft pool thus far. And it just got even stronger. The man who literally just won 2 draft picks for Monday Night Raw is now SmackDown Live bound. That's going to be tough for SmackDown, for Raw to endure. That is a tough loss to take. That is a really strong candidate to lose, but it has happened. Cody Rhodes goes to SmackDown Live. What a match that was, though. And I believe I will be saying the same after this one, because it's time for 3 champions to square off against each other. The 3 faces of this universe. The 3 faces of their brands. The World Heavyweight Champion Marty Scurll. The first time we see this man with that belt around his waist since tapping out Jinder Mahal at WrestleMania. It was a triple threat match, much like this one, but Scurll made his intentions clear. He submitted the champion to win that belt. There is no arguments over, oh, but, you know, he used someone else to pin. He used the championship advantage, or the lack thereof, rather. No, he tapped out the champion to achieve it. Marty Scurll is the world heavyweight champ right now. And he is the face of Monday Night Raw, to go along with it. But the word that is used for this guy is not the face, but rather the ace. The ace of SmackDown Live. The man responsible for the legacy of Bobby Fish reaching its end at WrestleMania. The man who brought an end to the times that Bobby Fish was WWE Champion. The man who endured 4 fish hooks, went in with a minor concussion, and has had everything thrown ever that could have been thrown at him. Injuries, he's been through it. Backed up in a corner, he's been through it. Numbers advantages, he's been through it. And all for that one sweet moment at WrestleMania when we called it. The 4th Rainmaker was struck, and Kazuchika Okada became WWE Champion. You know, they say that the most important moment of WrestleMania is the final part, because it's the part that will go down. It's the part that will be remembered. Well, if anything will be remembered from that WrestleMania, if that's the case, it will be Kazuchika Okada's Rainmaker, ending Bobby Fish's legacy. It will be Kazuchika Okada becoming WWE Champion and the ace of SmackDown Live. Okada achieved it when people said he wouldn't. He went through all of the Dangerous Alliance. And more importantly, he went through Bobby Fish on the grandest stage of them all, in the main event no less. Okada has been through it all to achieve that title. But now tonight he seeks something else. He seeks a draft pick for SmackDown Live. And I talked earlier about the talents that could come to each brand and how this one will be big. And indeed it will be. And I will have to talk about it when the match begins, because you know what time it is. It is time to talk about and look and witness the greatest of all time making his way towards the ring. The only world champion to head into WrestleMania as champion and head out of WrestleMania as champion. People thought that Rollins was done for. People thought that the Phenomenal One was too much for Seth Rollins to overcome. No, not at all. And you can't claim that he used Minoru Suzuki. You can't claim that he cheated, because he didn't. By himself, by his own body, by his own talent, and by the simple fact that he is the greatest of all time, Seth Rollins did it again. Another title retention, and now Rollins goes down in the history books. The longest reigning ECW champion of all time. The second longest reigning world champion of all time. And the second longest reign in the, I believe, the second longest reigning champion of all time as well. To go along with that. Though I may be incorrect about that one. What does matter more than anything, however, is one thing is true. Seth Rollins is ECW champion. And if WrestleMania showed anything, it showed that Seth Rollins is the greatest of all time. Forget the fact that Okada closed out WrestleMania. Seth Rollins really showed who WrestleMania is. Who, if we were to put WrestleMania in a body and say he is the personification of WrestleMania, it is Seth freaking Rollins. And don't ever try and convince me otherwise. In singles competition at WrestleMania, Rollins is undefeated. He has headed in as a challenger at WrestleMania 3 times. No, 2 times. Headed out champion 2 times. He has headed into WrestleMania as ECW champion once and came out as ECW champion once. There is nothing this man can't do. And he will prove it here tonight on home turf. But As this matchup gets underway, I want to quickly explain what I was on about. That I've been building up for this whole night, that I've been keeping secret. I said it was pretty big when we got the deal to work, and indeed it will be. Because of the caliber of talent in this ring, it would be unfair if, say, Seth Rollins beat Scurll and we ended up taking, I don't know, Christian as the final pick of the draft. We have made sure it is a huge pick to close out the draft, and indeed it will be. We each have taken 3 men from our rosters and put them in this position where they could go. And we have not taken 3 easy picks. We have taken 3 of the finest picks. On Monday Night Raw, the people who could leave. I say finest, and then I bring up Monday Night Raw. The people who could leave if Marty Scurll is defeated. Adam Cole, Jinder Mahal, Triple H. If SmackDown Live lose here tonight, the people who could go: Shinsuke Nakamura, CM Punk, Kenny Omega. On ECW, if we lose, the people who could go: AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin. We have all put up some of our finest talents. We have all put up some of our greatest talents. We are all willing to sacrifice someone here tonight. We are all willing to let the final draft of the televised draft be a big one. We are willing to let that happen just for the entertainment value here tonight. There is so much more at play than just a draft pick. There is now those talents at play. SmackDown Live have the most to lose. Rainmaker by Okada. And the ace of SmackDown Live wanted to close out this match but couldn't. Marty Scurll is in the ring to deny that from happening. Scurll now clubbing away quickly. Clothesline brings down Okada. Okada required stitches following his matchup at WrestleMania, and you can see that Scurll has quickly reopened them as well. Okada busted open. I mean, he took 4 fish hooks in his head. It's no surprise that stitches were the case. Okada finally go for the cover on Rollins, but this one put him away. Rollins was crawling before Okada went for that cover. Up to the top rope now goes Kazuchika Okada. What does the Rainmaker have in store for the ECW champion? This in itself is an incredible match to witness between these 2 men. 2 of the greatest, without a doubt. I mean, it's 3 of the greatest in the ring, it has to be said, but this is something else to witness. There's so much at stake here. So much talent to potentially lose that you just don't want to lose it. Clubbing blows being connected there by Marty Scurll, and now he's left alone in the ring with the ECW champion. Rollins has been laying down on the mat essentially since that Rainmaker. He needs to get up to his feet. He needs to do something here. Rollins needs to change this pace around. Stat. Maybe he's just waiting though. You know, I got worried at WrestleMania about AJ Styles potentially winning, but Rollins told me it was all a part of the game plan. And I believe him. And this may be all a part of the game plan as well. Rollins getting himself out of that clutch there by Marty Scurll, and Okada will take over with that back suplex there. And once again, it is Okada and Seth Rollins in the ring. What a German suplex that one was, and I don't blame Okada for hitting it. Rollins should have kept his wits about him there. And once more, something needs to change here, because Seth Rollins is taking way too much offense. You were the only one to retain your title out of the 3 at WrestleMania. You can do better than this. Scurll returning to the ring right now and watching these 2 incredible athletes do battle. Rollins slips his way out of it. Scurll, it seems, is almost infatuated with Okada right now. Counter there, though, by Okada again. God damn, this guy's got counters for everything. Except apparently for that Michinoku driver. Rollins had him in that moment, and now the ECW champion is on his feet. Scurll looked to try and steal the pin there. Oh my god, Marty Scurll has Rollins in position, maybe thinking bird of prey, but it wasn't to be. Rollins with a reversal, but Scurll is the one to quickly grab him and throw him into the turnbuckle here. Everyone trying to do anything to be victorious. Cornering Zaguri there. A move synonymous in its own right with Samoa Joe, a man who could be on his way to a different roster if Rollins gets pinned. Scurll and Okada locking horns once more. These two guys have been really going after one another in this matchup, trying to beat the other one. Cover here and a count and a kick out. Rollins will slip his way back in the ring now. Look at these two men. Okada just took that strike in his stride. Rainmaker to Scurll connects on the money. Oh, he got all of that one. But Rollins will strike on Okada. Architect's annihilation. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. I told you so. I said he was the greatest, and he proves it again. Rollins is money. Rollins is the winner. Rollins just beat Kazuchika Okada in this ring on home turf. Oh my God. Oh my God, it just hit me. Oh my God, we're going to be getting Punk, Nakamura, or Omega. Oh my God, this is actually happening. This is actually happening. We're about to draft 3 of the greatest talents on SmackDown Live, or 1 of the 3 anyway. Oh my God, Seth Rollins, I love you. I love you. This just happened. Not only did you just pin the ace of SmackDown, but oh my God, someone's coming. So we're about to win the draft with this pick. From SmackDown. Oh my God, we won the draft! Yes! We just won the draft! We just shoved it in everyone's faces! The cleaner! The king of the ring! He's ECW superstar! He's ECW bound! Oh my God! Thank you, Seth Rollins! Kenny Omega joins ECW to close out the televised draft. Who cares about the supplemental? We've got the cleaner. And from the televised draft, I bid you farewell. I bid you goodbye. Mwah! And good night.